that's what I mean. Like, it took a long time to get back to where I am now, and obviously I didn't have the luxury of. I had a bit of a pre-season, but then after 3 months, it sort of cancelled itself out, and I didn't have the luxury of a long return to play. Obviously, I want to get back playing. The club won't be playing as well. So I was glad in a way though, just straight back in, and I've had to try to find my fitness as I've gone along. But like I said, each week's got better, and on Monday night was probably, being honest, the best I've felt in a few years.
Let's talk about Monday night. I'm going to suggest it was a bit of a frustrating evening for the Barrow Raiders. How was it?
Yeah, frustrating for us, obviously. Trying to get some performances back and some consistency going. Obviously, we started the season well, and but now we've got to where we're playing like the top half of the table in the last few weeks, and a few more bigger teams coming up. So we're just trying to find that balance and that consistency, and hopefully to perform and put that on the field.
We saw glimpses though, didn't we, against the York City Knights? I mean, that try where Samet, it was a clever kick, wasn't it, for the fullback? That was a beautiful score, and your score at the end wasn't too bad either. So the glimpses have been there to return to form for Barrow.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, we've not been disheartened by the results lately. We know, like, we're working towards a goal, and we want to achieve that, and we are doing some good stuff. But on the flip side, we're also doing some really bad things that are hurting us at the times. And like I said, it's about getting that consistency and that balance right, and knowing when we can start pushing things and when we can't. And we're learning as a team. Like I said, it's quite a new squad together, and a lot of players in and out at the minute. We've had quite a lot of injuries and stuff, and like I said, we're going all right, to be fair. Like I said, a lot of people had us down as, I think, the bottom three at the beginning of the year. Obviously, we never put ourselves there, and we never thought that for a second. Obviously, we want to achieve and get in them playoff spots come the end of the year.
And for you personally as well, now you're back to full fitness. How's things been progressing for yourself this season?
Yeah, obviously I signed last year, but it come out, it was at the end of the COVID year. I'd had quite a lot of time off at that point. Before that, I nearly signed at Salford, to be honest, before I went to Barrow. And I was sort of done with rugby. Like, I'll be honest, I was probably that time out, I was sort of over it and I was done with it. And I got the call at Barrow, and I was hesitant at first. I was like, no, I'm done. I'm retired. I'm happy just chilling now. And but I went back, but obviously I hadn't done the training that I'd needed to be done to go straight back into full time like that. Obviously, I had a pre-season, then I got COVID, and then I had a few heart problems after that, which was another setback, frustrating. I wasn't allowed to train for 3 months again. I couldn't do anything. I wasn't allowed to go for a walk. But then I was basically straight back in at the London game. I had 1 day's training, but now I'm finding some fitness now, 4 weeks in, and I'm feeling good now.
It's great. It's great to hear that you're pretty much back to full strength as well, which is great after such a horrible illness.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it took a long time to get back to where I am now, and obviously I didn't have the luxury of. I had a bit of a pre-season, but then after 3 months, it sort of cancelled itself out, and I didn't have the luxury of a long return to play. Obviously, I want to get back playing. The club won't be playing as well. So I was glad in a way though, just straight back in, and I've had to try to find my fitness as I've gone along. But like I said, each week's got better, and on Monday night was probably, being honest, the best I've felt in a few years.
No, great stuff. And how's that process been then of hitting the ground running? Because like you say, I mean, to begin with, it was great for the Barrow Raiders. Then you've come across the likes of Fev, haven't you, and Halifax and York. So how's you getting back to full fitness been? How's that journey been over recent weeks?
Well, it's been tough. Like I said, I remember playing the game at London, and coach was like, Paul, he's like, oh, he played well, and in my heart I was like, no, I didn't. So I was disappointed with performance, and I'm probably my own worst critic at times, and I felt way off the pace, if you know what I mean. And like I said, each week's got that bit better. Still been disappointed, and I expected to come back hour left the game, but obviously that's not achievable when you've had such a long time out. But obviously the last couple of weeks I'm starting to feel like getting back to full fitness and in some form, and feeling good about my body now. And probably the time off pre-COVID probably did my body good. So like I said, I've had injury-plagued career, but I actually felt like I got over a lot of niggling injuries that was prolonging, and they've sort of gone now.
And what do you make of the dressing room as well? I've already mentioned Jared Samet as we can throw in T. Ritson, can't we, and Cresswell and everyone else. Really, it's a good squad that Paul Quare has assembled this year. As long as you're all fully fit, we have to throw in that caveat.
Yeah, of course. They have tried to assemble a squad that's good enough and should be achieving in the playoffs in Championship, that's our goal. And to be honest, if we get any less than that, we will be disappointed. Obviously, we want to win every game, and I think we've got calibrous players in the squad that we can achieve that. Obviously, we've only got a small squad at the minute, and you're not going to go full season without injuries. It's inevitable. Like obviously, when you play like Fev and Leilu is not playing 1 week, but then they can put Craig Hall in there, or Corella can't play, and they've got Pickersgill. They've got quite a good luxury of players they can pick from. But I think as a squad, he's rotating well, and obviously the local lads as well. There's quite a lot of them. They come in and they're not our players at all, and I think they're progressing as well. And obviously with players like Samet and Foster and Akim, all these types of players who's been around a while can actually give a bit of advice and stuff to these younger lads who are coming through.
And what about the setup more generally at the Barrow Raiders as well? Because obviously you played for some big clubs in your time, Gary. So I've spoken to Steve Neal in the past, Paul Crary, obviously. The trajectory of the club is definitely going upwards. So what's it like being part of the wider setup? Because looking in from afar, it does feel like the club's got a spring in its step.
Yeah, definitely. I was pretty shocked when I first went, to be honest. Like I didn't think I thought it'd be very amateurish, and obviously coming from Saints, Warrington, Toronto, very like professional clubs, a lot of funding, but I was actually really pleasantly surprised when I got it, how well it runs, and off the field as well. Like the club and Steve, he is trying to do the right things for the club and for the game, and he is trying to push Barrow in the right direction. And it's nice to see, because obviously I've seen like some bigger clubs over the years take a few backward steps in their approach to like academies and things like that, where I think Steve's actually trying to approach that and get that into place so that the younger like Cumbrians and grassroots have got a club that they can look up to play for in the future.
And that then takes me to this semi-final this weekend, because there's nothing that injects enthusiasm into a fan base than a cup final. But this is tough this weekend against Featherstone Rovers. It is at home though. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on this weekend?
Obviously we played him just 2 weeks ago, and it was a runaway, and if you turn up to teams like Fev, they will do that to you, like Widden's just seen at the weekend. They can do that, and they've got some real quality in the side. Saying that, it's not a game that we don't think we can win. Obviously, we've got to turn it on. We've actually got to be at our best. And yeah, it's always a tough game, isn't it? You're playing Featherstone, whether it's away or home. Obviously, it's a bit different coming to our place. I think our fans are great, to be honest. I think it's probably the best in the league, as I've seen. And we've made it quite an hard place to come and win at our place. I don't think they've had many losses in the last 3 years as such. So it will be interesting, and I'll be interested in what squad they put out as well, whether they try to rest a few takers lightly in their eyes, or they put a full team out, because obviously it's a semi-final and a final at stake.
But as we've discussed here, you're pretty battle hardened now as a squad, aren't you? You've got players coming back to fitness as well. So without giving too much of the game plan away, they have to be They have to be watching themselves as well, I'd imagine, this weekend.
Yeah, it goes for both teams. Obviously, I know Brian Mack, he'll have him. He'll definitely be into him that not to take us lightly, and I don't think they will. And I wouldn't expect them to. So I'm pretty sure he'll have them well prepared for what they've got to come up against, and as will we. So we're in training tonight and played Monday, but we're straight back out on the field tonight, trying to rectify where we've gone wrong and some issues that we've got going on, and obviously some of the good things we've been doing.
And finally, Gary, we've already touched upon it, but the home crowd on Sunday, how important are they going to be, and what's your message to them ahead of the Fev match?
Oh, they're massively important. Obviously, when we're at home, it really does give us a spark, and they have got a great atmosphere up there, and the fans are brilliant. Like, they actually love Barrow, do you know what I mean? So it's great to see, and they're brilliant off the field as well. But it'd be nice to see a good crowd there to really help us and spur us on at the weekend.